Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and today I'm going to finish off painting the rest of those bits, and let's have a bit of a look at those tail lights. Okay guys, first things first, I'll cover the bit about the dashes that I was talking about on the earlier episode this week. So if you missed it, basically I've got a really clean 260Z dash here and the old 240Z dash, which is going to need a bit of work to get going again. I like the comments about use the 260Z dash and you know, I can sort this out later. The only issue being that apparently there are quite a few differences in the wiring loom for the 240 dash and the 260 dash. But it made me look further into it, and I realised that I don't actually have the dash loom for this car. So I'm going to have to go and see if I can track that down. That's another trip out to Zach's and scrounge and see what I can do. But ultimately, I think I will probably use the 240 dash because it is iconic to the car. It will take a bit more work, but I think it's probably going to be worth it in the end. And also, I don't know whether the gauges, from what some of you have said, the gauges won't necessarily fit in each dash, and they're actually different. So apparently the tacho on one of them uses the positive from the coil, the other one uses the negative or something along those lines. There are differences. So what I think I'll do is either way, this is going to sit aside for the time being. I've got plenty of interior work to do on the car and stuff like that while I sort out these little bits and pieces and get it going. But for now, it's time to do my favourite job of all, and that is start sanding some bits. Okay, that was pretty painless. I just had to go through and just a light sand on all these bits just to get them ready for the paint. The strips around the tail lights were pretty bad, but I just did a few bits of spot painting and stuff on them, and they're looking great now. So that means we're ready to chuck it in the booth and get some paint. Almost forgot to touch up this wing and get this in there because this is obviously getting painted the black like some of those bits in there. So as you might have seen the other week, I broke it and then I fixed it. So it's all been epoxied. It's all nice and solid now in this end. It's not flexing or anything anymore. So now it's time to go over this, just a quick layer of filler just to make it all nice and neat and tidy. And then it should be able to get it into the booth and put some paint on it. All right, I've got everything in, laid out, ready to paint. I still need to give just a one last little once over cleanup prep sole. I am tempting fate by hanging this wing again, like I did the other week, but this time I spent a lot more time making sure that these hooks are pulling opposite each other and they're nice and secure, so hopefully it won't fall down, because I really don't want to fix it again. In any case, the first thing I'm going to do is all these bits and pieces are going to be painted in 2 hits. So basically half of the bits are going black and the other half are going gunmetal. So let's get them cleaned up and let's get this black on. Black's first. All right, the black bits are all painted, and as I mentioned previously, all the bits that were previously chrome are going to be going in the gunmetal, and the fiberglass bits and the taillight surrounds and stuff are all going black. Now, that may get you questioning why these strips here, which are actually, these are the center strips for the taillights, why they've gone black. And that's because normally they are chrome with a black strip in the center. So what I've done is I've put a strip of black through the center of these, and now I'm going to go through with my fine line masking tape and tape over a strip in the center, and then these will all get painted gunmetal. So when I pull the strip off, it should have a nice little black strip inside the gunmetal finish. So start masking them up. So you can see here that I've masked up the strip in the center, so now that will stay black, and I'll paint the rest in gunmetal. So I'll move it over the other side and paint the rest of these bits in the gunmetal, and then we can get ready to clear it all. So now these two strips have been sprayed with the gunmetal grey, I need to unmask very, very carefully the tape I've got before I clear it. So let's see if I can do that without scratching anything else. Now I'm not sure how well you can see it there, but just along there you can see that there's a few little spots where the tape picked the paint up. So what I'm going to do now is get a really fine little brush, and I'm going to brush touch those in with some of the black paint so they'll disappear, and then when I clear it, it'll all be nice, neat and tidy. Okay, they're all touched up now, and I'm quite happy with how that's all looking. I've wet down the floor, so it should keep all the dust down, and now it's time to mix up some clear and clear these out, and they're done. All right, while the booth is doing its thing in there, I got this cowl panel off the car, and as I mentioned before, I missed this edge here, so I've just masked it up and cleaned it all up, ready to go. I'm just going to get the airbrush out and airbrush in the blue on this edge, and then clear it with the clear that I've got mixed up already. Should be good, nice, quick, simple, get it out of the way. All right, that is looking much, much better. And we'll just head in this booth. This booth is really looking tired. I think it's a good thing we just finished painting this car because I think it's time for a new booth. And all these bits are looking nice in their gunmetal. These with the black strips in the center look good. It's probably hard to see it on camera there. It's only a subtle difference, but it's there and it looks good. The wing is done, finally this time. Looking pretty decent. I think I did get a run on the other end of it, slightly. Oh, there's a little tiny run there. It's not my painting without a run. And the tail light panels and bits and pieces are all good, and the window frames are all looking good, so alrighty. Well, I definitely spent a lot more time painting today than I'd originally planned to, but it's all looking good, and I'm pretty sure that is 99% of the stuff. I'm sure there's one or two little bits I've missed. There's things I'm going to have to do satin black and stuff, but I don't know whether there's much more that actually has to be properly painted, which is amazing. So moving forward, let's see if I can get a quick look at these lights and just see if there's anything I can do with them. Some of the stuff, this one in particular is quite bad because it's got like, it's sort of been eaten away here, which is not that nice. So I'm going to get the sandpaper out, see what I can do about sanding and buffing these things up and see if I can make them look a little bit better. Alright, I started getting into these things and sanding them up. They are looking much better, but they still need a lot of polishing. There's a few divots in this tail light, but I think it still will look good, all polished up. It's not going to be perfect, but it's original, and I'm going to keep it that way. It's good pulling them out. There's a bunch of gunk and junk inside these things, so I'm going to give them a good wash, good clean, and I might polish them at another stage, but for today, I've run out of time, so that must mean it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Hey guys, the 1990 Bathurst 1000 saw the very first appearance of the Nissan R32 GTR, but it had reliability issues and didn't finish the race. In the end, the win went to a VL SS Commodore. The following year though, began the dominance of the GTR. Mark Skaife set a blistering qualifying lap in the all-wheel drive monster, a full second faster than the second qualifying GTR and 2 seconds faster than the third qualifying Ford Sierra. The rear-wheel drive Sierras and Commodores could not match the all-wheel drive superior handling and power output. Skaife went on to win the race with a full lap margin over the second place VNSS Commodore. The other GTR took out third place. And this is where the GTR earned its nickname, Godzilla.
All right, that was another good week. I'm glad that basically everything is painted. I'm sure I'm going to find other bits that I'm going to have to do, but...
we're all glad it's painted.
Yes.
All of us.
I need to move on. Well, here, just a special thank you to David, who dropped by. He was here yesterday, and he actually dropped off some stickers from Kalgoorlie, which is a really remote town in Western Australia, that he lives a gold mining town.
And thank you so much for my gift. This is actually a gold nugget, which he found himself, and he's mounted to a pendant. So after blue, one of my other favourite things is gold. So thank you very much.
All right, guys. Well, next week I'll actually have a bit of a change up. I'm actually going to be doing another quick little series on my mum's car. So we'll look out for that. And
we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Get some merch. See you guys.
The Bathurst 1990. Oh,
it's going to be a long one.
The VNS. Mark Skaife set a blisterifying. Mark Skaife set a blisterifying.
What is blisterifying?
Nailed it.